Hey everybody, Aaron here. Welcome back to another anime review. Today we look at the final episode of Tsurezure Children, which is episode 12. I'm going to presume this is a season finale because the manga is still continuing on right now, and I know it's going to go probably for a little bit longer. But the thing is that I believe that we're going to get another season. I don't know off the top of my head when it will be, but I think we could. It's very possible. Now, let's talk about this week's episode first, and we'll talk about the whole series. Now, many of you guys know that I am in absolute love with Tsurezure Children. It's such a great show. It's a short, obviously it's a short romance anime type thing. It's based off of 4 Koma manga, so you can kind of expect it to be these short, contained stories. But, one thing I really loved about it was even when a relationship wasn't my favorite, like, for example, that one girl who constantly is, like, trying to figure out if she's in love with the dude or not. Even her romance story wasn't my favorite. I really didn't care for that couple. It had enough couples in there that it made up for it. And quite often, every episode was a real thrill to watch. It had some nice endearing comedy, it had some cute, humor, it had some romance elements to it, etc. Now, this week's episode, I know the first complaint of a lot of people is that we didn't see a lot of the relationships. We only saw like 2 or 3 of the couples at their most. Now, people are going to complain about that. I know that for a fact. I can feel it in my bones. The reason being, though, I feel like that's not a bad thing for this week's episode, and kind of for like a finale, was it focused on the couples that have had either A, been broken up, per se, or B, have not even started yet, which is namely the girl who, obviously, trying to figure out if she loves the main dude, like I said before, and then we have the other couple, which they kind of broke up after he made some very strong advancements that she wasn't too comfortable with, and he did it in a kind of bad manner. These are the couples that have been disjointed for the longest now of the whole series, if you think about it. And the other couples, hey, they've been doing fine. I mean, Weird Glasses, not Weird Glasses, excuse me. Glasses Dude and I want to say kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? The delinquent girl, that's probably the best way I could put it. Their relationship kind of ended last week in terms of, like, importance. We saw her advancing and trying to get better at school, and, him trying to be there for her in spirit. Obviously, Godo and the blue-haired girl, which I can't believe I can remember his name. I think it's because his name is so short. But they have basically been already a couple that's been strong since the first episode. And there really is no reason to go and kind of focus on them at any point. I would have liked to see some little homage to them or something. But we did see them in the episode. It's not like we didn't see them at all. I just would have liked to see them as a couple. But, it's not a big deal. And obviously, there's several other relationships. Those were my favorites, though, so I'm not going to start going into every single relationship. You have the one weird face guy who, I can't remember his name, who with the one girl who thinks he's still cute and stuff like that. You saw them near the end, too. But, like I said, it works because these couples that we saw, it was Chiaki and I think it's Kana is the two that are having the biggest issues. And then we have the other two who haven't even started a relationship yet. They needed to kind of have some closure. They needed to have something happen. And obviously, from Chiaki and Kana's story, we have closure where he finally, readmits to her that he has feelings for her and she's willing to go out with him again. So they kind of rekindle their relationship. That seems like a couple, by the way, that will always be like that. Even when things pass on, they're always going to be kind of bickering and having issues, but will get back together because they love each other. That's that type of couple. And then, meanwhile, we also have the couple I can't stand, really. I still can't stand them, even by the end of this. Finally having a little bit more of a relationship. Not very much. They're still not a boyfriend-girlfriend, and they didn't even admit to each other they liked each other, but she did say that, she wanted him to go to a beach thing that they were all going to, and he wasn't going to go originally because he didn't want to be there and think about her the whole time. But she said that it wouldn't be fun without him, so, he's now willing to go. That ended on a nice note. It was cute. But overall, it was a solid episode. I don't think it was great. Unfortunately, I think it was okay. It ended on a note that had to be ended on, so I understand completely. But I felt like still it would have been a little bit better had they shown a little bit more of the other relationships and just kind of had little homages to them instead of just having them in like just the episode of just characters, etc. Because they really felt like they were backstory characters than anything else. Overall, though, let's talk about the whole show and what I loved about it, what I hated about it. Now, first and foremost, it's a short, obviously. It's, 12-minute long every episode, 12 episodes in total. You can't get a lot of relationship out of that, so that's definitely going to be an issue with a lot of people. It was an issue with me at times, because I would have liked to have some characters have a little bit more, obviously, like, for example, the one couple I can't stand, it would have been nice to see a little bit more advancement toward them, but it is what it is. The 4-koma manga, it works because it's a 4-koma. You know, 4-koma is always funny when you have these like short 4-panel little comedy moments. It just works out a lot better in my opinion. And the translation, because obviously it's an anime, they make like those 4-koma skits and those scenes a little bit longer, so they make them like 2 to 3 minutes per every character couple. And that works in some ways, but at the same time, it doesn't work for everyone. You know, some people get thrown by the wayside. You're always going to have those, a story like this, you're always going to have those couples that you like more than the other ones. It's just, that's going to have how it's going to be. I think though, overall, it you know, worked as a story. I loved it. I think it had a lot of humor, it had a lot of heart. So, you know, it was definitely not my favorite, but, you know, at least for conclusions and stuff like that, I think it kind of killed the momentum of the whole thing. But I will say it was definitely one of my more favorites of the season, so that's a good thing. Animation-wise, I love the animation. I think it's all cute. It looks really nice. It's crisp. It's not anything that's going to blow your minds away. It's not like the best animation ever. Again, it's a short anime, so you're not really going to expect too much from it in terms of animation, or you're going to expect the world from it, but it worked for what it did. Music, voice acting, all that stuff, perfect. I had no issues with any of that. Overall, Tsurezure Children was definitely one of my favorite shows of the season. It dropped a little bit as, I think, with this week's episode, to be honest with you, it dropped a little bit lower on my list, because it was at my top, I want to say it was like a top 4 shows, maybe, realistically. It's probably not like at 5 spot. It was definitely one of the best shows I've seen this season, though, and I still think a lot of people will enjoy it. And I hope I don't make it sound like I'm being super critical of this concept, because again, it's a short story, but, you know, I think that the things I've always had issues with is some of the couples and some of the concepts, so, you know, it is what it is. But anyways, if I had to rate Tsurezure Children between an A through F, give it a solid A-. I still think it's that good that you should definitely go check it out. It's, again, 12 minutes per episode, 12 episodes. It's, you know, come on. It's like half the time that you would watch a whole series. So definitely go check it out. I think you'll enjoy it a lot if you love romance and comedy in kind of a good measure. Anyways, I will talk to you guys later. As always, if you like this review, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, share the video. You know the whole 9. As always, until our paths cross again in the next review, have a good one, everyone. God bless you all. Bye-bye.